Okay, class, hopefully this microphone is not sounds like I'm screaming. It does not sound like I'm screaming today. Let's go over these notes on writing equations in y equals mx plus b form. Okay. Um, okay, to write an equation for a non non-proportional relationship, you have to have two pieces of information. M, which stands for okay. Let's go with y2 minus y1. Whoops. Let's change. B, which stands for okay. Question: what does x have to be for a y-intercept to exist? X has to be 0. So think to yourself when x is 0. 0. So x 0. So x 0 6. All right, review how to write an equation in slope. We call this the slope-intercept form because the proportional version only includes does not include the b. It just is the slope and the x, the y, the slope, and the x. So that's just y equals mx form or proportional equations. So the m is rise over run. Okay. So y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Okay. Equals slope. Okay. B, where does the line cross the y-axis? That's axis. Okay. Okay. Where does y cross the y-axis? Okay. All right. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to write there. Let's keep going. All right. How to write an equation in slope-intercept form from a table. All right. Identify the slope and the y-intercept using a table. So, all right. So first of all, let's see what our slope is the exact same thing as, does anybody remember slope is the exact same thing as constant rate, okay, change. So we're shifting back from, we started with constant rate of change, then we went to constant of proportionality. Now we're going back to constant rate of change because we can't figure the slope here without doing it. So our constant rate of change looks like it goes 4 over 2, right? So our slope is 2. Okay. When our x is 0, what's our y? 4. So our b is 4. So we can write this as y equals, what's my slope? 2x plus 4. Okay. All right. I'm going to pause the video for a moment, and let you guys do this one on your own. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you've done this second one. And did you find that the slope was -2? Did you use the graph, the table to sort of work backwards, 15, 10, 5, 0, 30, 40, 50, 60, to get the y-intercept as b equals 60? So you would write it y equals 2x plus 60. Okay, we can do this one in real time. -6, -4, -2, 0, 1. There's our y-intercept there. Okay, our slope, delta y, delta x, -10 to -7, looks like +3 in the y, and it looks like +2 in the x. So 3/2 is 1.5, or you could say it's 1.5, and it's a positive slope. So we'll write it as y equals 1.5x, and our y-intercept is -1. So we'll just write -1, 1.5x minus 1. Okay. In this one, our time and our charge. So we have which is our independent dependent variable. So the independent is usually, and we'll take it up on this one, is y. What we're going to be charged is dependent upon how much time we go through the car wash. So our slope goes from 8 to 13 to 18 to 23. So our y is going up by 5. Our delta y is 5. And our delta minutes, or delta x, is +5. So that's a slope of +1. So our m equals 1. Now our y, our x is 0, is not present. But if we backtrack like we did in the second one, we get back to 0. I'd have to count back down to 3. So the y-intercept is 3. You know, that what's strange about these situations is that they're charging me $3 and I haven't washed my car. Well, it's kind of like that setup fee that you have sometimes. It's what makes it non-proportional. Okay, so we don't need to write the 1 for the slope. We just write x, and we put +3. X +3. All right. Okay, we're all going to turn the page. Okay. Okay. A different way to write an equation in slope-intercept form from a table, or when given a y-intercept and a slope. Maybe. Let's try this example, then we'll see if we can't fill that in. Slope is 5, and the line passes through point. Okay, so what are we given the slope, and we're given the y-intercept, right? So let's go with that. All right, so you plug in what you've been given for blank, blank, and blank into the for the y equals mx, and solve for b. Okay, so we don't know what our equation is. All we know is that we have a slope of 5, and the line passes through 1 point. So we're going to slope. We're going to plug in what we were given for slope. We're going to plug in our x, and we're going to plug in our y, and we're going to use this equation, and we'll solve for b. So start like this. This is a solving for equations in 2 steps. So we're given our slope. What was our slope? 5, right? And our x is, we have an x and we have a y. So we're going to plug those in now. X equals what? and y equals what? 6. So we're just going to use this information, and we're going to say that 6 is equal to 5 times -1 plus b. So 6 is equal to -5 plus b. So we plus 5 plus 5, so 11 is equal to b. Okay, this is using sort of the algebraic method of finding your y-intercept. Slope is -3, so our m is -3, and it passes through 4, 7. So x is what? Y is what? 7. So we're just y equals mx plus b. Y is what? Class? 7. Slope is what? -3. X is what? 4 plus b. So -3 times 4 is -12. So 7 is equal to -12 plus b. So we'll do our additive inverse there. And 19 equals b. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video, let you do the practice, and when you're ready, you can come back and check your answers. Okay, by now you've finished the practice problems at the bottom. I want to reveal the answers. So number 1, it says slope is 2, x is 4, y is 6. So if I plug this in, 2 times 4 is 8. Do the additive inverse from 6, and you get -2 is b. Right? So you can write this as y equals 2x minus 2. Okay. In this one, we determine the slope is changing from, in the y, it goes down 6, so it's -6y, positive 3x, so that's a slope of -6 over positive 3, or -2. And the y-intercept was determined by going backwards, sequencing backwards, 9, 6, 3, 0. So -6, 0, 6, 12. So it's going up. So when x is 0, y is 12. So you write that equation, y equals -2x plus 12. Okay. So hopefully this is a reasonable extension from last week when we started on it, and you'll be good to go and able to execute on your homework tonight. Good luck.